Hello everyone. So today we are going to discuss about the quadrilaterals. So what is a quadrilateral? Can you please name any quadrilateral? Soumya, can you name any quadrilateral here?
Ma'am, what? Ma'am, can you repeat it again, ma'am?
Quadrilateral. Do you know 2D shapes? Name of any 2D shape?
Square, ma'am.
Square. Very good. So how many sides does the square has?
Four sides.
Sides. Yes, very good. So the figure which is having 4 sides is called as a quadrilateral. So that is what I have asked. Okay, I have asked an example for a quadrilateral. So there are many quadrilaterals. So before we directly get into the topic of quadrilaterals, we'll just first understand the background of it. Yeah, in our previous classes, we have learned about the 2D shapes. Yes, as Soumya told, square is one of the 2D shape. And anyone else can give one more example of a 2D shape, Chansi?
Ma'am, triangle, ma'am.
Very good, triangle. So see the difference. The 2D shape, which is having 3 sides, is called as a triangle, and another 2D shape which is having 4 sides is a square. Yeah. So do you think there is another 2D shape which is having more than 4 sides? More than 5 sides? More than 4 sides, 5, 6, 7, 8, and like that? Yes. So all those 2D shapes which are having more than 3 sides are given a common name. Can anyone guess the name? Anyone wants to guess? Nakshatra, would you like to try?
2D shapes, ma'am.
Only 2D shapes? No.
Quadrilaterals.
No. Quadrilaterals is 4 sides, right?
Yes.
Yeah, thank you, Nakshatra. Let me break the silence. So our name that is given for all the 2D shapes which is having more than 3 sides are called as polygons. You might have heard about polygons in your previous classes. Did you? Yeah, polygon is a figure which is having straight lines as its sides. Curved lines are not allowed. Okay, the polygon does not have curved lines as its sides. Yes, so this will give you the introduction to the polygons. Okay, so based on the number of sides, the polygons are being given names. As we already know that the polygon with 3 sides is a triangle. Polygon with the 4 sides is a square or a rectangle or any other. So many types of polygons are there which is having 4 sides. Okay, so all of them are put together, given a name as quadrilaterals. Quad means 4. Quad is 4. So the closed figure which is having 4 sides, 4 angles are called as quadrilaterals. Okay, and what is the name of the polygon which is having more than 4 sides? Like 5 sides. If the polygon is having 5 sides, the name is pentagon. Pent is 5. Okay. The polygon with 6 sides is hexagon. Polygon with 7 sides is heptagon. Polygon with 8 sides is octagon. Polygon with 9 sides is nanogon. 10 sides is decagon. This is already learned by us in our previous classes. That is the reason I have given a recap. Okay, so let us now take a small quiz on this polygons. Shall we? Yeah. So I will be sharing you the website URL and also the gaming pin. So you need to just give the website URL and enter the gaming pin. So please open your browsers and write down www.kahoot.it. Open your browsers and enter the URL www.kahoot.it. Once you have entered, it will be asking you for the game pin. Enter the game pin that is being shown on the screen. Very good, Soumya. Soumya has joined already. So I'm waiting for other participants also to join. Nakshatra and Tanush also has joined. Yes. So Hasmita has joined. Once Jansi also joins, then we can start the game. Jansi, are you able to join, dear?
Yes, ma'am. I'm joining, ma'am.
Okay. I'll wait. Let us check who is going to win this game. So this is a game between all five of you. Okay, fine, Jansi. I'm going to start the game. I hope everyone is able to see the screen, and also it will be shown on your screen also. Yes, the first question is, what is the name of a polygon with 7 sides? So there's a time limit, children. Okay, done only. Yeah, two of you have given the correct answer and 3 of you have given the wrong answer. Okay, fine. Next. Okay, so yes, Tanush has scored the highest mark so far. You're able to see the scoreboard, children. See, the people who weren't able to enter the answer within the given time are shown zeros. I cannot help with that. Yeah. So 893 points Tanush has scored so far. So yes, good Tanush, good going. Next. Which of the following is not a polygon? 1 answer, 2 answers, 3, 4, and 5. Yeah, 5 of them has given the correct answer. Very good, children. Very good. Next. Okay, yes. Still, I could see Tanush on the leading board. Yeah, scoreboard. I can see Tanush on the top. So next is Hasmita. Well done, dear. So next question. Which is the polygon with least number of sides? 1 answer, 2. Yes, 3, 4. Wow. So 4 of you have given the correct answer. I appreciate that. So next, our answer is triangle. The number of sides of the triangle are 3, isn't it? So that is a polygon with least number of sides. Yes. So yes, I could still see Tanush on the top, and then Hasmita, and I could see a little change between Nakshatra and Soumya now. Nakshatra has moved a little up. Very good. Well tried. Keep on trying. Yes. Next question is, which of the following figure is an example of a quadrilateral? 1 answer, 2, 3, 4, and time's up. Wow, 4 of you have given the correct answer. Good job done. Yes, next. Oh, Nakshatra is doing good. She has moved to the third level, third top now. Very good. Good going. One last question to check out who is the topper. Who is going to win this game? A closed figure with 4 angles is called dash. 4 answers already. Nice. And we still have time. Oh, all 5 of them have given the correct answer. Very good. Very good. So next, let us check. And it is podium. So who is the topper? K Nakshatra in 3rd place. Very good. And Hasmita in the 2nd place. Very good. And the winner of the game is Tanush Reddy. Well done, Tanush. Well done. Very good. Very good. So hope you have enjoyed this game. Yes. How was the game, children? Nice? Enjoyed it? Nakshatra?
Yes, ma'am.
Nice, no? Yes, okay. So, so far we have got a clear idea or a recap of the polygons, isn't it? Polygons and what are the names of the polygons based on the number of sides. Okay, next, these polygons are again divided into different categories. Okay, what are they? They are divided into concave polygons and convex polygons. And one more category is regular polygons and irregular polygons. Okay, so once we shall see what are concave polygons and convex polygons. Okay. So now I am going to draw a polygon for you. So is this a polygon or not? Yes, it is a polygon with 4 sides. Yes. So now I will try to draw another polygon also. I just wanted you to give me the difference between those two polygons. Okay. So now, Tanush, please unmute yourself and tell me what is the difference that you are able to find between these two polygons?
Ma'am, here for the second quadrilateral, we can see that there is somewhat space, ma'am. Means like B, we can see, ma'am, down like B, somewhat space is there, ma'am.
Okay, so that is in your language. Actually, it is bulged out. Okay, yes, Soumya.
Ma'am, it is difference in shape, ma'am.
Very good. It is different in shape, but yes, they are polygons only. They are polygons only, but they are different in shape. So different answers, different assumptions, different understanding. But I want to clear it out. So the first polygon, whichever you are able to see here, it is bulged out. Yes, and this polygon, which is in the second one, that is EFGH polygon, is bulged in. From your science concepts, you remember concave and convex mirrors? Yeah, convex mirror and concave mirror. Convex mirror is a mirror which is bulged out. Yeah, agree? And concave mirror is a mirror which is bulged inside, isn't it? So just based on this concept, by just looking at the polygon, we can decide that the polygon which is bulged out is a convex polygon. The polygon which is bulged inside is a concave polygon. Apart from this, we have actual definition for the polygons of convex or concave. What is that? So I would like to draw the diagonals for these given polygons. What is a diagonal? What is a diagonal? Diagonal is a line segment joining the opposite vertices of a polygon. BD is a diagonal, agree? So can anyone tell me? Yeah, Hasmita, unmute yourself and tell me what is the next diagonal for this polygon ABCD?
Ma'am, A and C, ma'am.
A and C, very good.
C.
So A and C is another diagonal. Very good. So here you can observe that these two diagonals are lying in the interior of the polygon, isn't it? Both the diagonals are lying in the interior of the polygon, and there is a point of intersection also, isn't it? So let us do the same with the next polygon also. We will try to draw the diagonals for the next polygon even. So opposite vertices we need to join. So E and G have been joined, and then F and H have been joined. What is the difference that we observe here? The diagonal EG is outside the polygon, isn't it? So this will give you the definition of the convex polygon and concave polygon. Yeah, what is it? The polygon which is having at least one diagonal lying on the exterior of the polygon is called as a concave polygon. Okay, and the polygon whose diagonals are lying in the interior of the polygon is called as convex polygon. Yes, is that clear, children? So now let us check it out in detail.
Let us learn about two kinds of polygons.
So audio is fine, children? Okay.
Here is a set of convex and concave polygons. Identify and place each of them in the appropriate column. You can refer to the definitions of these polygons for help. Click each button to view the respective definition. Drag the polygons to the appropriate column and click Submit.
So, like if you want to check out the definitions, we can check out the definitions. Convex polygon is nothing but a polygon that has all its diagonals in its interior. It is called as convex polygon. And what is a concave polygon? A polygon that has at least one diagonal in its exterior. One diagonal, at least one diagonal should lie on the exterior. Then it is called as a concave polygon. Yeah, done. So now, Chansey will tell me, where should I keep this first polygon? Is it a convex or a concave?
Ma'am, I cannot see the screen, ma'am. It's really totally black, ma'am.
Give me a second. Okay. Now is it fine?
Yes, ma'am.
You're able to see?
Ma'am, again it's gone, ma'am.
One second. Now is it fine?
Yes, ma'am.
Here is a set of convex and concave polygons. Identify and place each of them in the appropriate column. You can refer to the definitions of these polygons for help. Click each button to view the respective definition. Drag the polygons to the appropriate column and click Submit.
So tell me, where does this first polygon go? Is it going to convex or it is going to concave?
Ma'am, it is going to concave, ma'am.
Cave? Are you sure?
No, ma'am.
If it is not concave, it is convex, huh? See,
No, ma'am, concave, ma'am.
concave only, sure. So,
Yes,
yeah,
ma'am.
yeah, 1 second. Let us do this. We will draw the diagonals for this and check it out. Okay. Yeah, 1, 2, and then 3. So I have drawn, roughly I have drawn, I did not draw the clear line segments, but yes, if you are drawing the diagonals, is any diagonal lying outside the polygon?
No, ma'am.
So what kind of a polygon is it?
Ma'am, it is convex polygon, ma'am.
Is it clear now? I hope it is clear now. Yeah.
Yes,
So
ma'am.
you just need to assume the diagonals as soon as you see the figure. Okay. It's time.
Okay.
It's matter of time as you keep seeing all these polygons. You will understand which one is concave and which one is convex just by looking at them. So first polygon goes into convex. Yeah. Next one. Next, Hasmita.
Ma'am, next one is two concave polygons, ma'am.
Okay, very good. Next, Nakshatra.
Ma'am, it is two concave polygon.
Very good. It is going to concave. Well done. And next, Tanush.
Yes, ma'am.
Hmm.
Ma'am, it is into convex polygon.
Very good. It goes into convex polygon. I'm happy that everyone has understood. Now, Soumya.
Convex, ma'am.
Very good. Very good. So this is also going to convex. So last one, I will take the chance and I will put it. This is the concave polygon. Now every figure is placed. Let us check whether the position is correct or not. Yes, well done. We have done a good job. Everything is set in the same places. So convex polygons and concave polygons. Next, we have also discussed that we have another category of polygons, that is regular polygon and irregular polygon. Do you agree? So let us check what is a regular polygon and what is an irregular polygon. So now, see, I am choosing the option for regular polygon if you are able to see. Yeah. So now I am going to draw a regular polygon here. And it is asking for me to enter the number of vertices. Okay, so as we have discussed earlier, the polygon with 4 vertices or 4 sides is called as a quadrilateral, and the polygon with 5 sides or 5 vertices is called as a pentagon. Okay, like that. So I will give it as 5 sides and 5 vertices. I am going to draw a regular polygon with 5 sides and 5 vertices. Okay. So now you are able to see this. Now let us check what are the main criteria that is making this as a regular polygon. What is the criteria that is making this as a regular polygon? Once we think about the polygon, what are the two different measures that it will have? It will have the measure of the line segment and it will have the measure of the angle between the line segments, isn't it? So now let us measure them and check what is making them as regular. Okay. So now I am going to measure the distances between the points. That is, this line segment is of 3 centimeters. And this line segment is also of 3 centimeters. 3, 3, and 3. So this is a point that we have understood, that a regular polygon will have all the sides equal, isn't it? So this is a regular polygon which is having 5 sides which are equal. Let us check what happens with the angle also. So as you all can see this, here the angles of the interior angles of this polygon are 108 degrees each. Okay, each of these angles are 108 degrees. So this says that a regular polygon will have all the sides lengths to be equal and also all the angles measures to be equal. Is that clear, children? So obviously, the polygon which is not having equal sides and equal angles is an irregular polygon. Is that clear, children? So this is the topic where the classification of polygons is done. The classification of polygons is done based on the appearance, yeah, which is called as convex polygon and concave polygon. And the next one is based on their measures. That is irregular polygon and regular polygon. Okay, so that is about the classification of the polygons. Now coming back to the quadrilaterals. We'll come back to the quadrilaterals. So as we already have discussed that the quadrilateral is a closed figure which is having 4 sides and 4 angles. Do you agree, children? Quadrilateral is a closed figure which is having 4 sides and 4 angles. So when you talk about these angles, yeah, and when you have already learned the triangles, isn't it? In grade 7, we already have triangles where you have learned the angle sum property. Yeah, can anyone tell me what is the sum of the angles of a triangle? Asmita Reddy, can you tell me what is the sum of the angles in the triangle? I'll give you an option. Is it 180 degrees or 90 degrees?
Ma'am, for triangle, ma'am.
Yes, for triangle.
Ma'am, 180, ma'am.
Very good, Hasmita. So the angles in the triangle are 180 degrees. Sum of the angles in the triangle is 180 degrees. In the same way, you can define a property for quadrilaterals also. You can define a property for quadrilaterals also. The sum of the angles in the quadrilateral can be what? Let us check it out. Okay. So now I am going to draw a quadrilateral and I will check what is the sum of the angles of the quadrilaterals would be. So now, as usual, I'm going to draw a quadrilateral. So yes. So here is a quadrilateral. Okay. So as the angles, we are talking about the angle sum property. Let us check the angles of this quadrilateral. Okay. And find the sum. So you should be very much ready with your notes and pen where you have to calculate and tell me the sum. Okay. Okay. So 1 second, children. So yes. So as you can see the interior angles of this quadrilateral. If you are taking the sum of the interior angles of this quadrilateral, it will be is equals to 360 approximately, because you can see the decimal places. So these are rounded off to nearest two decimal places. So that is the reason we can approximately find it out as the sum to be 360. You can cross check. Okay, cross check and tell me how much the value that you are going to get. Is it more than 360 that you have got, or less than 360, or exactly 360, or nearby? I think you are able to see the angles. The angles are, one is 90, the other one is 91.27, the other one is 96.13 and 82.6 are the angles. Okay, approximately you will be reaching. Okay, approximately you will be reaching 360 degrees. There is one more polygon which will exactly give you 360 here. Quadrilateral here 90, 90, 90, 90. 90 into 4 is 360. So this is a geometrical proof to show that the angle sum of the quadrilaterals, sum of the angles in the quadrilaterals will be 360 degrees. Okay, okay, children. So is there anyone who has come up with the sum of the angles of the first quadrilateral? Did you do it? Yes, Tanush?
Ma'am, yes, ma'am. We
How-
are getting exactly 360, ma'am. In spite of the decimals, we are getting 360, ma'am.
Very good. That's great. So you feel excited, right? So in spite of you have decimal places, you have got exactly, it is when you are rounding off, na, so there might be a small little changes in the radians. Okay, that is it. Otherwise, you will be getting exactly 360 degrees. So that is the reason I wanted you to show the another quadrilateral where you will exactly get 360 degrees without any decimal places. Okay, so this is the geometrical proof for the angle sum property of quadrilaterals. Okay, so yes, for everything there is a geometrical proof and also a theoretical proof, isn't it? So let us now go for the theoretical proof.
Let us learn what the sum of angles of a quadrilateral is. In quadrilateral SPOT, the diagonal SO divides it into two triangles. Consider triangle STO. The sum of angles 1, 5 and 6 is equal to 180 degrees. You know that this is true by the angle sum property of a triangle.
So, to prove that the sum of the angles in the quadrilateral is 360 degrees, we are using two concepts here. First one is that the diagonal is going to divide the quadrilateral into two triangles. And the second topic is that in every triangle, the sum of the angles is equals to 180 degrees. Okay. So now it is very, very clear that in this triangle, the sum of the angles is 180. In the other triangle, the sum of the angles is 180. If you add up all the angles, it will be 360, isn't it? So the same thing you will try to put in the form of sentences. Okay.
Similarly, in triangle SPO, the sum of angles 2, 3 and 4 is equal to 180 degrees. Observe the quadrilateral SPOT. You will realize that the sum of its angles is actually the sum of angles of triangles STO and SPO. Therefore, using the two equations, the sum of the angles of quadrilateral SPOT will be 360 degrees. This is known as the angle sum property of a quadrilateral.
So this is a theoretical proof for the angle sum property of the quadrilateral. Okay, children. So now let us solve a simple problem from our textual exercise, wherein we are going to apply the angle sum property of the quadrilaterals that we have learned. Shall we? So as you all can see, so this is exercise 3.1, where the first bit is you are given some examples and you have to check out whether they fall in these following categories or not. And then we have convex quadrilateral and regular hexagon, how many diagonals they have. So these are the topics which we can actually do them, but I just wanted you to experience this, where the unknown angle should be found by applying the angle sum property of the quadrilateral. Okay. So shall we do this? So as you all can see, we have already discussed that the sum of the angles of the quadrilateral is always 360 degrees, right? So in this figure, we have been given some angles, that is 50 and 130, 120 and one unknown angle which is equals to x. And total sum will be always equal to 360, isn't it? So next, so now we have to find the sum of all these angles. So yes, Jhansi, would you like to tell me the sum of 50, 130, 120?
Yes, ma'am. 50 plus 130 plus 120 is equals to 300, ma'am.
Yes, very good. So it is 300 plus x is equals to 360. So can you tell me what is the value of x that you will get?
Ma'am, we need to subtract 360 minus 300, ma'am.
Very good. So what is the answer that you're going to get?
60, ma'am.
60. Well done. So now this is how we find out the unknown values that are given in the quadrilateral. Okay. Based on the usage. Yes, you will be using the angle sum property to find out. Okay. Next, one more problem we shall solve. Yeah. So now, as you all can see here, so this one, you can observe that this symbol indicates a right angle. That means 90 degrees, isn't it? So according to the linear pair, whenever it is 90 degrees, the interior angle also will be equal to 90 degrees, isn't it? Okay. So now, we will try to solve it. Interior. So we are taking the sum of the angles that are interior of the quadrilateral and trying to find out the unknown value. Okay. So the interior angles are 70 plus 60 plus x plus 90. How did this 90 come? Yes, this 90 has come up from the angle, that is exterior angle, that is given in the figure. The exterior angle is given as 90 degrees. Since this line forms the linear pair, so if one angle is 90 degrees, the other angle also will be 90 degrees. So that is the reason we have considered it as 90 and we have taken it. Okay. So now, let us do this. Simplify. Okay, so as we have got 70 plus 60 plus x plus 90 is equals to 360. So now, Nakshatra, will you tell me the sum? Or will you find
Yes.
out the x value directly?
The x value is 140, ma'am.
Sure.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, first tell me what is the sum that you have got on the left hand side?
It is 90 plus 70 plus 60, ma'am.
Okay, 90 plus 70 plus 60 is giving you what?
220, ma'am.
220, very good.
We need to subtract 220 from 360, ma'am.
Very good.
The answer is 140, ma'am. X value is 140 degrees, ma'am.
So yes, x value is 140 degrees. Well done. Well done. So that is it. So your task for today would be try to solve D and C and D. Okay, C and D. Here C also will be done based on the linear pair concept. Okay, you have to apply both linear pair and also the angle sum property for the question C. And question D is a regular polygon. So you are going to use the concept of regular polygon in question D. Try them out. Let us check how you will be doing it. Okay. So that's all for today, children. I'm going to wind up the session for today. So hope everything was clear to you all. Yeah. So that's it for today. Bye everyone. Have a nice day. Enjoy your day.